Social media is in flames right now, and all eyes are on Sexyy, Red, and Boosie Bodice, after a shocking video allegedly featuring the two has leaked and gone viral. What was supposed to be private is now plastered across the internet, and fans are left speechless. The clip, graphic, the fallout, immediate, and Boosie. He's losing his mind. Insiders say Boosie had no idea the footage would ever see daylight, and now he's threatening legal action, demanding takedowns and even going live to clear his name. But it's too late. The internet never forgets. And now the question is, who leaked it and why? Was this a clout-chasing setup? A betrayal from someone on the inside? Or is there a deeper, messier story behind the scenes that no one saw coming? Meanwhile, Sexyy Red hasn't responded publicly yet, but with her name trending worldwide, fans are split. Some are defending her, others are demanding answers. Either way, this scandal is exploding by the second, and the consequences could change everything for both artists. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over. It started like any other night in the world of hip-hop chaos, rumors flying, blogs buzzing, and social media timelines filling up with wild claims. But when fans woke up to a video that no one could have seen coming, the internet erupted. Sexyy Red, Boosie Bodice leaked tape. And not just any tape, the kind of explicit footage that could ruin reputations, shake careers, and trigger emotional explosions. By 8 a.m., the clip had already been downloaded, reposted, blurred, and dissected by millions. Some said it was fake. Others were convinced it was real. But one thing was clear: Boosie was losing it. This wasn't your average celebrity scandal. This wasn't some old tweet or leaked DM. This was video evidence, private, raw, and undeniably scandalous. Boosie, known for his unfiltered mouth and controversial takes, suddenly found himself at the center of a storm he couldn't control. He took to Instagram Live just hours after the leak, pacing back and forth, voice cracking with frustration. "Y'all sick. Y'all play too much. I didn't agree to none of this." His comments were coming fast, barely readable, filled with anger, betrayal, and panic. He wasn't just embarrassed, he was blindsided. But how did it get to this point? And what really happened between Boosie and Sexyy Red behind the scenes? Let's rewind, just weeks before the video surfaced. Fans noticed that Boosie and Sexyy Red were suddenly spending a lot of time together. It started with casual photos at clubs, backstage at shows, and even a controversial moment where Boosie called her his little ratchet twin. People laughed it off. After all, both artists are known for their wild bipolar personas. But then came the flirty Instagram stories. Sexyy Red posted a boomerang of her and Boosie sipping on drinks, laughing, with the caption, "We up to no good tonight." Boosie reposted it with a smirk and added, "She know how to keep a secret." Fans clocked it immediately. Speculation exploded. Was something going on? Was this just for clout, or were they really hooking up? The chemistry was undeniable. Both of them loud, reckless, unfiltered, and completely unbothered by public opinion. But what no one expected was a tape. According to one of Boosie's longtime associates, the video wasn't meant to exist in the first place. The source claims that it was recorded during a private night in a hotel suite following an after-party in Atlanta. A night that involved heavy drinking, loud music, and a whole lot of blurred judgment. It wasn't a setup. It wasn't a promo. It was raw, real, and meant to stay behind closed doors. So who leaked it? That's the million-dollar question, and it's tearing the internet. A part Boosie's inner circle is pointing fingers at someone. Inside the room that night, so-called friend who was allegedly jealous of Boosie's rising buzz from his recent business moves and wanted to humiliate him. Others are convinced it was stolen from Boosie's iCloud or somehow hacked from one of their phones. But there's also a darker theory. Some fans believe this wasn't an accident at all, that the leak was intentional. A move to go viral, to spark controversy, to generate attention right before new music drops from both artists. Sexyy Red, after all, has a history of being surrounded by viral chaos. From explicit lyrics to NSFW tweets, she's never been shy about being provocative. So when she didn't immediately react to the leak, fans raised eyebrows. Was she complicit? Was she in on it? Boosie doesn't think so, at least not publicly. During another live rant, Boosie defended Sexyy Red in a rare moment of restraint. Don't come at her. She ain't got nothing to do with this. Somebody snaked us. That's what this is, a straight-up snake move. But behind the scenes, the vibes are different. Multiple insiders claim that Boosie is privately fuming, that he feels betrayed, that he's demanding answers and not getting them. Some say he's cut off certain people in his camp, changed his phone number, and even hired a private tech investigator to trace the source of the leak. Meanwhile, Sexyy Red has remained eerily quiet. No tweets, no posts, no clapbacks. For an artist who usually can't go a day without trolling or triggering the internet, her silence is loud. Is it because she's afraid? Shamed? Or is she letting the controversy build before dropping a bomb of her own? Whatever the reason, fans are watching her every move, and they're split. Some are riding for her, saying the leak was a violation and she deserves privacy and support. Others are dragging her, accusing her of using her sexuality for shock value and now crying victim when it's backfires. And then there's the Boosie side of things. Let's not forget, Boosie has always walked a thin line between controversial icon and problematic figure. His past statements about women, LGBTQ issues, and parenting have sparked countless cancel campaigns. So now that he is the one being humiliated, people are divided on whether to sympathize or say, you got what you gave. But here's the real twist. Some believe this scandal could actually boost both of their careers. The clip, viral. The memes, the conversations. Non-stop, and in today's world where attention is currency. A scandal like this can catapult artists into a whole new level of fame. Already, streaming numbers for both Boosie and Sexyy Red have spiked. TikTok creators are using audio from the live videos to make skits. Gossip pages are getting millions of views. Everyone wants to know what's next. Will Boosie sue? Will Sexyy Red respond? Will there be more footage? One fan even tweeted, "This better not be a PR stunt, or I'm suing for emotional damage." But here's the part nobody's talking about. The emotional toll. For all the laughs and drama, this is still a serious breach of privacy. And whether it was leaked for clout, revenge, or sabotage, the fact remains, something meant to be private was thrown to the wolves. Boosie might play the tough guy online, but those close to him say he's been spiraling, paranoid, pacing, obsessively checking blogs. And worst of all, he feels powerless. And Sexyy Red, if she truly didn't approve of the leak, she's now being exposed to the darkest corners of the internet. Judgment, objectification, and invasive commentary she didn't ask for. This isn't just about a tape. It's about trust, exposure, control, and the way social media turns real people into entertainment within seconds. And guess what? This storm, it's just getting started. The internet had barely recovered from the explosion caused by the viral tape when Boosie took to his socials. But this time, it wasn't jokes. It wasn't trolling. It was pure rage. Boosie, a man known for his unfiltered energy and wild persona, went live in a dimly lit room, pacing back and forth, sweating and clearly on the edge. His voice cracked as he yelled into the camera, denying any involvement in what was being circulated online. "That ain't me. That ain't real," he shouted. But the internet didn't care. Clips of his outburst spread just as fast as the tape itself. Viewers dissected his facial expressions, analyzed the background of the tape, and even zoomed in on tattoos to prove or disprove it was Boosie in the video. While some fans stood by him, others started clowning him, saying the evidence was too obvious and Boosie was just mad he got caught slipping. Meanwhile, Sexyy Red remained shockingly quiet. Her Instagram, usually flooded with twerking, loud music, and selfies, went dark. No updates, no comments, no shade, just silence. Which, for fans, was even more suspicious. The silence from her side left room for even wilder rumors to fill the void. Some were saying she had released the tape herself to promote a secret OnlyFans project. Others believed Boosie leaked it out of jealousy, claiming he was upset she moved on with a younger rapper. And then there were those who swore this was all part of a massive publicity stunt for a joint mixtape. But while conspiracy theories were flying like bullets, something deeper started happening. Boosie's brand took a hit. Endorsements that were already hesitant due to his controversial past now completely backed off. Small clothing brands and music promoters began pulling deals. One popular sneaker store even posted that they were canceling a meet and greet because they stand against the exploitation of privacy. Boosie, who'd always prided himself on being uncancelable, was starting to feel the burn. His own camp was reportedly shaken. Insiders close to him started whispering that he had become impossible to manage since the scandal broke and was lashing out at everyone. Behind the scenes, legal teams were scrambling. Boosie's lawyer was drafting cease and desist letters to major platforms hosting the video, but it was too late. The video had already spread across Telegram, Discord servers, Reddit forums, and even dark corners of Twitter. Nothing could erase it now. On the other side, Sexyy Red finally broke her silence with a tweet that simply read, "Y'all weird." That was it. Just 2 words. But those 2 words sent fans into another frenzy. Some saw it as denial. Others took it as her throwing shade at Boosie, accusing him of being the one behind the leak. She didn't tag anyone. She didn't explain anything, but the internet filled in the blanks. Then came the unexpected. A mysterious account dropped. Screenshots of alleged DMIs between Boosie and someone claiming to be Sexyy Red's friend. In the messages, Boosie was seen begging for her forgiveness and even offering hush money to clean this up. Though unverified, the screenshots looked authentic enough to fan the flames. Boosie's name was now attached not only to the tape, but also to a possible blackmail attempt. Music blogs were having a field day. Titles like "Boosie's career over" and "Sexyy Red set up by her own" were trending across the culture space. DJ Academics couldn't help himself. He did a 2-hour live stream dissecting the drama frame by frame and brought in guests to give their expert opinions. Even the Shade Room had to limit the comment section because fans were dragging both Boosie and Red without mercy. But the most chilling development came just days later when Boosie's baby mama jumped into the drama with a post that read, "This ain't the first time you've been sloppy. Keep y'all cameras close." This sent people spiraling. Was this not the first time Boosie got caught like this? Did he have a pattern? And what did she mean by "keep your cameras close"? That wasn't a warning. That sounded like a threat. Meanwhile, Red was spotted in Miami partying with friends, acting completely unbothered. No statement, no explanations, no denials. Just vibes. Some said she was protecting her peace. Others said she was letting Boosie crash and burn by himself. And that's when Boosie made another mistake. He uploaded a clip from his upcoming music video that looked way too familiar. Fans were quick to notice that the model featured in the video bore a striking resemblance to Sexyy Red. Same body type, same hairstyle, and even the same tattoo on the thigh. People started accusing Boosie of trolling, saying he was mocking her with a look-alike. The backlash was instant. The model herself ended up going live, claiming she had no idea what was going on and that she wasn't trying to imitate Sexyy Red. But the damage was done at this point. Boosie had turned from a rap veteran into a punchline. His mentions were flooded with clown emojis, snake gifs, and comments calling him thirsty, washed, and a whole embarrassment to the culture. The man who once screamed about being real and never folding was now buried under a scandal that refused to die. But it wasn't just online noise. In real life, Boosie was now dealing with serious consequences. Reports surfaced that a sponsor had dropped out of his upcoming tour, which was already struggling with ticket sales. Club promoters were hesitant to book him, fearing protest or bad press. And inside Boosie's own team, trust was breaking down fast. Sources close to the rapper claimed he was lashing out, accusing people of setting him up. He even reportedly fired 2 team members, believing they were leaking information to blogs. What was once a tight circle was now a war zone. Meanwhile, rumors swirled that Sexyy Red had hired a private investigator to find out who leaked the tape. Word on the street was, if Boosie had anything to do with it, legal action would follow. Serious legal action. And then came the curveball, a random TikTok user who claimed to have once worked at a hotel where the tape may have been recorded. Posted a blurry video showing a man that looked like Boosie checking in with a woman who had a headscarf on, looking just like Sexyy Red. The video went viral in hours. The caption, "That's all I must say." The pressure was suffocating now. Boosie went back on live, swearing again that the man in the video wasn't him and that the world was trying to ruin a real one. But this time, his voice cracked. For real, he looked exhausted. The defiance was fading. The fire was dimming. He looked like a man who realized he was losing the battle. Still, the fans weren't done. They wanted answers. They wanted the truth. And most of all, they wanted to know what Sexyy Red would do next. The world was still reeling from the bombshell tape leak. And while the internet continued to combust with memes, outrage, and speculation, things behind the scenes were getting more serious by the hour. Boosie, who had started off with anger and denial, was now deep in damage control mode. And Sexyy Red, she had seemingly vanished. No tweets, no Instagram lives, no cryptic TikToks. It was as if she'd gone ghost, either hiding from the chaos or preparing her next move in silence. But the public, they were eating this drama up like it was a Netflix series at first. Folks thought the tape leak was just another clout-chasing stunt. But when legal documents surfaced, hinting at unauthorized distribution and potential revenge tape charges, things got darker. Word on the street was that Boosie had already gotten legal involved. And if you know anything about Boosie, you know he don't play when it comes to protecting his name, especially if he feels blindsided. Sources close to the situation claimed Boosie was furious behind closed doors. Not just about the leak itself, but about how the media and fans were dragging his name through the mud. He felt betrayed, exposed, set up. And he was pointing fingers, some say even at people in his own circle. Meanwhile, rumors started flying that a third party might have been behind the leak, someone jealous, vengeful, or maybe just looking for a payday. TMZ and other gossip outlets hinted that the footage may have been stolen, not leaked intentionally by either party. That changed the tone entirely. Now this wasn't just drama. This was a criminal case. Online, the reactions were divided. Some fans defended Sexyy Red, saying she was young and got caught up, and it wasn't fair how folks were dragging her through the mud. Others held nothing back, questioning her choices, her career, and how this might ruin everything she built. As for Boosie, people weren't sure what to think. He's always been loud, unapologetic, and messy. But this was next level. The internet dubbed it the Boosie breakdown, pointing to his recent outbursts, cryptic Instagram rants, and his decision to suddenly cancel 3 upcoming shows. Yep, he pulled the plug, and that only fueled more speculation. Was Boosie protecting his image, or was he just too embarrassed to face the public? But it didn't stop there. In an unexpected twist, a hacker group came forward, claiming responsibility for leaking the tape. They dropped partial metadata, some encrypted messages, and even screenshots allegedly showing communications between insiders. If true, this would mean both Boosie and Sexyy Red were victims, not perpetrators. That changed public opinion fast now. Fans started demanding justice, calling out platforms for allowing the footage to spread unchecked and raising concerns about cybersecurity for celebrities. It can happen to them, one user tweeted. It can happen to any of us. Meanwhile, Boosie's legal team released a formal statement, denying his involvement in any way and condemning the circulation of explicit content without consent. They promised to pursue all legal avenues to hold the responsible parties accountable. The message was clear. Boosie was going to war. But while he was dealing with lawyers and the courts, Sexyy Red reappeared, and not how you'd expect. She dropped a freestyle on her IG Live raw, emotional and fiery. No beat, just bars. She rapped about betrayal, shame, fame, and fake friends. She didn't mention Boosie by name, but the message was loud and clear. She felt exposed, hurt, but not broken. Fans flooded the comments. Some called it her strongest drop yet. Others begged her to go silent again and let the lawyers handle it. But one thing was undeniable. Sexyy Red was not backing down. And just like that, the narrative shifted. What started as a scandal was now being flipped into a statement. Boosie remained quiet, possibly on advice from his attorneys. But Sexyy Red was reclaiming the moment. Still, the damage was done. Endorsement deals were being reviewed. A few sponsors pulled out. Promoters hesitated. There was serious talk about how this would affect both of their legacies, especially Boosie, whose brand was already edgy, but not this messy. And then came the wildest twist of all. A second tape leaked. Yeah, you read that right. Another short clip hit Reddit late at night. This one was grainier, shorter, and didn't clearly show any faces. But fans went into full detective mode, dissecting frames, comparing tattoos, trying to see who was involved. This time, both Boosie and Sexyy Red's teams immediately denied involvement. Red's management called it a targeted smear campaign and threatened legal action. Boosie's lawyer called the leak a violation of privacy and dignity. The public, already exhausted by the drama, began questioning everything. Was this a setup from the start? Were they being extorted? Was someone trying to destroy both artists? Even industry insiders started speaking up. Few artists came forward, anonymously, to warn others about shady agents, jealous crew members, and the real dangers of being filmed without consent. This wasn't just a leak. This was a wake-up call. Meanwhile, the gossip blogs kept milking it. One outlet even claimed that a Talal book might be in the works from someone in Boosie's inner circle. Another hinted that Sexyy Red's ex had something to do with the drama. Fans were overwhelmed. Nobody knew who to believe. But one thing was clear: the damage was real. Despite the drama, both artists still had their ride or die fans backing them. And in today's internet age, controversy doesn't always cancel careers. Sometimes it blows them up. Sexyy Red's streaming numbers soared. Every clip of her freestyle trended. Her name was everywhere, and Boosie, well, he might be down, but Boosie never stays down for long. A comeback seemed inevitable. But would it come with truth? With healing? Or just more smoke and mirrors? Only time will tell. If you thought this was wild, just wait. things are only getting messier. From leaked tapes to explosive reactions, the truth behind Sexyy Red and Boosie's situation is shaking up the internet. But what do you think really happened? Was this all a setup, or is someone out for revenge? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear it all, and if you're hungry for more raw, unfiltered celebrity drama, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you never miss the real tea. Because here on Celebrity Trap, we don't hold back. Catch you in the next one, and trust me, it's even crazier than this.